Alright, what is going on, y'all? We are back with another video. In today's video, we are here to talk about the New York Knicks. So, in case you guys do not know, the New York Knicks have just been eliminated from playoffs by the Atlanta Hawks in 5. Kind of disappointed. Well, disappointed. Into a very good season for New York Knicks. This team overachieved, in my opinion. Um, I'll be the first to say that I did not think this team would be a playoff team. I thought they'd be bottom three, bottom four team in the East, and they definitely overachieved. They had home court advantage. Not to speak how good a season they had. They went 41 and 31. Tom Thibodeau. I also want to mention that at first I wasn't the biggest fan of this Tom Thibodeau signing to New York, and he had a heck of a season. Great coaching job by Tom Thibodeau. Definitely top three coach of the year candidate, for my opinion. He changed culture's New York Knicks team, especially on defensive end, especially last year when they won the worst defensive team, and they brought back the majority of the same pieces from a year ago, and they end up being a top 5 defense. That just speaks to good defensive coaching. But let's get to the meat of the problem real quick. In the series versus Atlanta Hawks, their flaws got exposed, especially on the offensive end. Julius Randle had an incredible regular season. In my opinion, in my list, I had him second team All NBA. But my biggest concern about Randle was could his 3-point shooting hold up, which did not during the series against Atlanta. He was taking a lot of tough shots. I've always been iffy on his shot selection, but this season he was hitting a lot of tough shots, and that did not happen in the series against Atlanta. But you gotta give credit to Atlanta defensive scheme. They made everything tough for him. They really swarmed him. They really made things difficult for Julius Randle. But my biggest question mark about this New York Knicks team, the biggest flaws is their offensive creativity, their lack of offensive creation, offensive firepower. This team really struggled to score in this series, and then also if you look back at it last month of the season, this team really came back down to earth because the first half of the season they was one of the better offensive team. They like top 12, top 13 offensive team in the league, and I'm like, is that really like them? Would this be able to withhold? And then the last month of the season, they really came back down to earth and being one of the bottom tier offensive teams while still maintaining a good defensive principle. They still remain a good defensive team. I also want to talk about how they individual defense kind of got exposed against the Atlanta Hawks. Particularly, they had no answer for Trae Young, which shows you that this was more of a defensive team defense. Compared to having elite individual defenders. They really don't have no elite individual guard defenders. They got some elite rim protecting bigs such as, Mr. Robinson and Noise Noel, which Mr. Robinson really hurt them, lost them, hurt them, this series and the later half of the series. They still have a very good season. And now let's talk about what's next for this team. Obviously, if you look at the screen right now, you look at their cap sheet right now. They have over $50 million in cap space this upcoming off season, and the biggest question mark I have is regarding Julius Randle. As you see, he had a horrible playoff series. He absolutely was horrible in his first go around playoff series. He made $19.8 million right now. If you New York Knicks, do you want to extend him, this offseason, or do you want to wait a year and see what he does in next year, get more of a bigger sample size? Can he really be a top 2 option on the playoff team? In my opinion, if you want to get back to contender status in the conference and let alone championship contention, I think he's a third option personally. I do want to talk about so New York Knicks got a lot of question marks to answer about Julius Randle. So that's gonna be interesting. And then I want to talk about RJ Barrett. He also had an underwhelming, playoff series against the Atlanta Hawks, but it's only second year. He had a bounce back season compared to last year. Cause he had in my opinion, underwhelming rookie year and didn't have a good rookie year, in my opinion. But really stepped it up this season. His shot looked a lot better, and I see now the potential of him being he got the potential to be a very solid number 2 option. I don't think he'd never be the guy, but he got the potential based off what I see in the season to be a solid number 2 option someday. Now let's talk about Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, very good season in my opinion. He was the best player in New York Knicks, most consistent player in New York Knicks against the Atlanta Hawks, which should not be the case at this stage of his career. This just shows you how much they struggle to generate offense, how much they struggle on the offensive end. So now we're looking at the amount of free agency they have, the amount of free agents they have this offseason. Derrick Rose is a free agent. Frank is a free agent. Alex Burke, Payton, Noel, Bullock, who was a key piece, Taj Gibson. So a lot of the key core guys this season are free agents. So what are they gonna do with them? Are they gonna sign these guys to 1 year deals, or are they gonna really go after like players like DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Lonzo Ball, but the number one target? See what happened with Kawhi over there in LA. So they got a lot of flexibility. They got a lot of key and tough decisions to make, but the future is very bright for New York compared to last season, where things did not look as bright. Especially what happened with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving choosing to go to Brooklyn instead of to New York. So let's talk about the future outlook very quickly. This team, like I said, I think they become more attractive market, more respectable franchise. With this season, due to the season, Coach Thibodeau is a very good defensive coach. I do think they need to add more offense creativity. They need to work on finding addressing the offense on the offensive end. They need to address offensive shot creation, offensive playmaking, and that's been my biggest gripe. Tom Thibodeau, as being a fellow Chicago person, I got the opportunity to watch Tibbs, doing the early D Rose days, and he always been a great defensive minded coach, but his lack of offensive creativity always been his weakest part about him. So that's something to keep in mind about Coach Thibodeau. But they got the opportunity. They got cap space. It's New York. It's New York. So they definitely pendant stars should be interested in going to New York. They have a lot of flexibility. The biggest question mark is what they're gonna do with Julius Randle. How much do you pay Julius Randle? And can this guy be a number 2, number 3 option? Because right now I don't really believe he should be a true number 1. But I love the breakout season that Julius Randle had compared to the last couple of seasons when he had empty stats. A lot of people would say. And then I also want to bank on their internal development in terms of young guys. RJ Barrett is only going to get better. Emmanuel Quickly, who was a steal in this year's draft, was a very good rookie. And then Obi Toppin is another player, had an up or down year, but he didn't get a lot of opportunity due to the emergence of Julius Randle this season. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Obi Toppin, because he's on his rookie deal. Emmanuel Quickly's on his rookie deal. So they got, and then Mr. Robinson, who was a key piece to this roster this year. He went out with a foot injury, but if he can stay healthy, this man got a very, very bright, huge upside. Love Mitchell Robinson. He's one of the best young rim protectors in this league. So they got some very good young pieces. Among with some veterans like D Rose, Julius Randle. And then it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with free agents like Reggie Bullock, Taj Gibson, Alex Burks. I personally think they're gonna re-up on majority of these free agents like D Rose, Alex Burks, Bullock, and Norris Noel for 1 year deals. And then I think they're gonna be even looking more free agency in 2022, because the free agency in 2022 is a lot better than this season. I could compared to this upcoming free agency, but I can also see them possibly trying to pry away Lonzo Ball from New Orleans, which I think would be a good fit for New York. They need offensive playmaking, they need offensive shot creation, and Lonzo Ball provides those things. He provides 3 ball, provides playmaking. And then DeMar DeRozan, another interesting case. But I don't know about the fit there next to Julius Randle. So it's going to be interesting to see what New York does. They got a lot of flexibility. I think the route they should go for next season is re-up on majority of these guys and see if they can get potentially one of these stars in free agency this year. The main person is we're going to see what happens with Kawhi Leonard. That'd be the number 1 target, obviously. But see if they can pry away Kawhi from LA. That's what I'll do from New York Knicks. But the future of New York Knicks look a lot brighter than compared to last season. And I'm very excited for New York to be good again, because the NBA is better when New York is good. It's a lot better for the league. So yeah, I think I may stop it there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Also, what do you guys think the New York Knicks do with Julius Randle? Do you guys think they should stand him in this offseason, or do you guys think they should wait another year to see what he does the next season? Before giving him a lot of before extending his contract. And then, do you guys think the future of New York is as bright as I think it is? And do you guys think they're gonna get any independent free agency stars, independent stars to New York? I think it's a real possibility that one of the stars come to New York. Being back, being relevant again. So that's it. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about this. So I'm gonna end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys later on tonight for another recap of tonight's game. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later, man. Peace out.